time to stop playing dumb and call this thing exactly what it is. If Deion Sanders can't coach and has a bad staff, then explain this to me. If the staff is so bad, why does everybody keep trying to hire them? Nobody goes shopping in the store that you think is trash. Yet here we are, the Dallas Cowboys interviewing the defensive coordinator. The Pittsburgh Steelers have interviewed and just hired away the defensive line coach. But I thought the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed last year. I thought the defense was the problem last year. That's what the timeline said. That's what the barbershop said. That's what the loud and the wrong crowd was saying. So why are NFL franchises, not the message boards, not podcasts, not burner accounts, why are the NFL franchises knocking on the Colorado Coach Prime door? It's because NFL people know what NFL work looks like. And it's the same for Coach Prime's players, y'all. If Coach Prime can't develop players like the naysayers say, why do Colorado players suddenly become more expensive? Explain that part. I'll wait. Like Prime said, I got time today. If a kid is mid when he arrives at Colorado, why does he magically turn into a six-figure problem the moment he hits the portal? Why does a player you never heard of leave Boulder and instantly get a bigger bag somewhere else? That don't happen if development ain't real. That don't happen if coaching ain't right. That happens when your film travels and NFL scouts are talking. Then they said, well, the program is down because Prime only hires his friends. Yeah, friends with resumes. Friends like Coach Jason Phillips, the same Jason Phillips who put 4 wide receivers in the NFL in the same draft class. That's not friendship. That's a pipeline. Oh, you mean friends like Coach Kevin Mathis, who coached Travis Hunter at Jackson State and in Colorado and turned him into a second overall NFL pick? The same Kevin Mathis who got Isaiah Zay Bolden drafted out of Jackson State, something that hadn't happened in decades? Yeah, but y'all want to talk about friends. Oh, you mean friends like Coach Andre Hart, who produced the best linebacker play in the SWAC, sent one guy to the NFL who's now with the Dallas Cowboys, and another who just won the CFL Grey Cup. That's not favoritism. That's not nepotism. That's proof of work. So here's the real issue nobody wants to say out loud. Coach Prime has exposed a lot of people. He exposes lazy evaluations, exposed outdated recruiting, exposed the myth that development only happens at traditional powers, exposed folks who are comfortable being gatekeepers instead of teachers. So instead of updating their thinking, they attack the man. But the NFL ain't confused, the portal ain't confused, and the checkbooks show ain't confused. Only the loud critics are confused. And the funny part to me, every time one of Prime's bad staff members gets hired away, the excuses get quieter. And this is where the whole bad staff can't develop narrative just completely falls apart on its own weight. Because see, we got receipts. We can't forget Coach Charles Kelly, 1 year as DC under Deion Sanders, went to be a head coach. We can't forget the 1 year OC under Coach Prime, who went to be a head coach. You don't get promoted like that if you ride the coattails. We can't forget last year's running back coach, also now a head coach. That's not coincidence. That's a leadership incubator. Bad staffs don't produce head coaches. And what about Coach Brett Bartolone, tight ends, Colorado, now offense coordinator? That's called development, something critics swear doesn't exist in Boulder. And that's before we even talk about the early primary staffers who already moved up to NFL and strength and conditioning and scouting and that kind of thing. Again, bad programs don't get rated like this. So let's look at the players because that's going to make y'all real uncomfortable. You had a freshman man child from the offensive line come in who's now with the LSU Tigers, right? Who raised that stock? Not the SEC. Prime did. That running back who sat in the portal for 6 months, nobody touching him. Spends 1 year with Coach Prime, and now he's at Oregon. Explain that without development. I'll wait. I got time today. You got a defensive back who ends up at Notre Dame. Who did that? You got a defensive back who just declared for the NFL draft. Was that Auburn, Tennessee? Or was it Prime's evaluation and coaching? And let's not skip this one. The wide receiver who came to Coach Prime with no real name, no buzz, very limited offers, now sitting on a 7-figure NIL deal. That doesn't happen because of vibes. That happens because film changes, confidence grows, and production shows up. And here's the part folks don't want to accept. When people leave Colorado, coaches or players, they don't leave down, they leave up. And that's the tell. If Prime couldn't select coaches, if Prime couldn't develop players, if Prime couldn't identify talent, why does everyone keep recruiting what he touches? And the coldest part of all, Coach Prime ain't mad about it. He wants people around him to elevate. He wants players to cash in. He wants coaches to move up. That's leadership. That's confidence. That's someone who knows he can reload, not just rebuild. So it's time to cut the switch off on this tired, lazy narrative. So you don't have to like Coach Prime, but you do have to explain the results. And the results keep talking louder than the critics ever could. So I say keep watching, because the truth always wins, eventually. And what you're seeing unfold in Colorado, when coaches get elevated, when players move up for bigger bags, that's just the proof of what the Coach Prime developmental process, hiring process, staff process brings to the table. As Coach Prime's always said, it's a bright light, but it's going to show your good spots and your blemishes, so be careful under it. Hey, this has been an episode of The Morning Wood. It's yours truly, Uncle Neely, Pregame Network. Don't forget to check us out on The Morning Run during this offseason, 3 days a week. We're going to bring you special interviews, exclusive interviews with coaches from Coach Prime, and of course, just all throughout sports. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and become a member, because once we cross 121,000, special episode with Coach Prime live with you, where members get to log on and ask Coach questions directly. Hey, it is Morning Wood. It is Uncle Neely. And you know what that means. We out.